Hello horse friends and welcome to the Imperfect Question. It's a really horrid day here in Wales. It's really foggy, slightly rainy, and there's not a lot I can do because the field's just full of mud and it's not safe to go on the roads because it's so foggy. So I thought what I might do today, and you might enjoy, is if I trim JJ's mane a little bit. You can just see behind that she's still got her piano stripes in from previously, so I'm going to be taking that down into a more traditional mane. She's a bit of a mud monster at the moment, so to start with I'm going to have to rinse her mane off slightly. So we'll get a bucket and a brush and just wet it through.
You look so beautiful, and I'm so lucky to be yours. And you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you. I'm not coming down. Ain't nobody like you. I could go 1,000 miles as long as I'm with you. Yeah, you're taking me high. Ain't nobody like you.
So the equipment I'm using to groom JJ's mane is, because she's muddy, I have a bucket of water with a nice soft water brush, so we can just get rid of the worst of the mud so it's not going to mess up my scissors too much. I have a good strong brush to give a quick brush through, and also a wide tooth comb that I can use as we go along to comb through her mane. It's best that it's a wide tooth comb because the fine one will get jammed in the thick mane. I also have a good pair of scissors that are quite strong that can get through a mane very easily. So to start with, I'm just going to rinse off her mane, get rid of the worst of the mud. It doesn't need to be perfect, but I just want to be able to get the scissors through it okay. There we go, that should do. Now I'll get the brush and comb. We'll give it a good brush through, as deep as I can, and we can go in different directions to start with. Good girl. Fortunately, JJ's mane is not too thick for fjords. There we are. I'll go around the other side and do the same. Good girl. Ooh. And once I'm fairly sure that we've brushed through the mane, then I can go in with the comb and see if I've been successful. This also helps to straighten the mane upwards. Traditionally, the fjord's mane is cut into a crest. This is for lots of reasons. One of the reasons is that when fjords have a very thick mane and it folds down the neck, it can actually damage the muscle if it's all down on one side, because it's very heavy on that muscle all the time. But JJ has quite a fine mane, so I have the option to grow it out if I want to. Another reason they have it in a crest is because they're traditionally used for driving. And when they're used for driving, obviously with all the harness work and that, it keeps the mane out the way as well. As a traditional way, it's cut into a plain crest. So the white and the black should be the same length in an arch that emphasizes the shape of the horse's neck. But they have lots of different designs, such as the mourning stripe, which was used in mourning when somebody had died and they were being used for a funeral or in a parade for something to do with a funeral. And in that case, they would cut the white about an inch shorter than the black, so you would have a black band all the way across the top. Now, In modern times, people get far more adventurous, and we can cut in all sorts of patterns like hearts and stars. You can see JJ, it's a bit hard to see now, but she had a piano pattern in recently, and we've had castle turrets. Maybe you've seen Disney, they have them on their fjords, and all sorts of things. And you can also have cut it down to be an entirely black mane or halfway. So today we're going to cut most of this piano off, and then we may cut down the white on this side to keep a taller crest, but get rid of all those lines that we have in there. We'll see as we go along. Now, it's a bit of a challenge because as she's eating, she's moving her head a lot, but I'm a dog groomer, so I'm used to animals moving whilst I'm trimming them, so I should be all right. And it would be nicer if she had her head a little higher, but that's fine. We'll work it out from there. I like to cut a bridle path just behind her ears. So I'm going to move the halter out the way to start with, and we're going to take about an inch behind her ears away. I like to keep a lot for her forelock. I'm just cutting that straight down near to where her normal hair is. And then we can pop the head colour back into that. Now, with the crest, when we do a crest, some people like to come and bring the crest right down into the bridle line behind. So what I like to do is leave it slightly higher as if I'm aiming for the forelock. So I tend to try and find roughly where I'd like the tallest point to be, which is not quite the centre, a little bit nearer the front for my preference. And I'm going to take maybe about 1.5 inches off the top today. So you can see with JJ's mane how it's not particularly thick. I've been able to cut all the way through in one go. Because it's damp, that is helping a bit. So I can cut forward from there in a crest shape. It does get thicker nearer the front, so I'll probably have to cut it in smaller sections. Good girl. Good girl. Lift your head up. Good girl. And I can trim up from the bottom to the top, but I'm probably going to find it easier to go around the other side and trim from there down towards the body. So I'll go around there. So I'm on the other side. Again, trying to keep her head up a little if she will. It's a little thicker there, so take a bit less. That's it. And we can check the shape after. Good girl. So then I start to look at the shape I've trimmed. Ooh, a little bit of a knot there. And see if I think it's pleasing or not. Now, it's a bit wobbly at the moment, so we're going to have to make some corrections. But that's okay, we've got most of it off. Good girl, lift your head a bit, good girl. And again, I'll go back around the other side to check. So standing back and taking a look at her mane, the shape's not too bad, it's not perfect. So I'm relatively pleased with the shape. I'll just check it again from the other side. So I'm happy enough with the shape of the crest on this side. Now, looking at the piano pattern, the smaller marks are not as bad as I thought they were. So what I'll probably do, we'll go for the morning stripe design today. And we'll take roughly an inch off the white to reveal a line of black, and we'll leave it at that today. And I'm probably only going to do that on this side. I like to have different designs on each side. So I'll leave the other side plain for now. And then this one I'll take down to a morning stripe. So I'm having to use the scissors to carefully separate the white from the black. It's a little bit harder where it's a thinner part of the mane. It'll be easier where it's thicker at the top. And I'm trying to reflect the same shape as the top of the crest, but a little lower down. It doesn't matter if you pick up a few of the black hairs with this, as long as you try your best not to cut the whole way through. Good girl. And the cleaner you can get it between the white hairs and the black hairs, the easier it is to see the shape afterwards. Trying to be really careful here where it's so thin. There we go. Very, very fiddly down this part. And we probably will end up with a few stray white pieces being left behind here. There's not much I can do about it. So coming back up to where it's a bit thicker. So there's a lot more black up this end, but a little bit easier to trim without making too much of a mistake. Remember to keep combing all the loose hair away so you can have a good look. And obviously be very careful around the head area, especially with pointy objects. You need to be quite quick to move out of the way if they do move their head quickly. Good girl. So just try and brush off all the loose hair so it's not too itchy for her. Although with her being very wet and muddy, it's quite difficult. You can see there that we've got a thick white section in the crest and then the black just slightly higher. And I think most people will have seen fjords trimmed in this way to show off the black stripe quite a lot better. I hope you enjoyed joining me for Grooming JJ's mane today. Maybe we'll do some more jazzy patterns in the future so you can see how maybe we do some stars or some hearts or even just the castle turrets. But today we did a very basic mane trim. Thank you for joining us. We'll see you again next time. Don't forget to like and share. Bye.